Now, interesting part starts because the mic will go to 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵𝘩 from Rhine-Waal University of Applied Sciences, who will be talking about bachelor's degree program in international taxation and law.
Thank you for this possibility to share our study program, International Taxation and Law at Rhine-Waal University, to all of you. And yes, my name is 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘵. I'm program manager for business administration and taxation at our university. And yes, now I have 10 to 15 minutes time to, first of all, give you an impression about Rhine-Waal University itself, and afterwards about our taxation and law study program. Our university is quite young, so we were established in 2009. So our new campus is approximately 12 years old. So everything is pretty new and modern here in 𝘱𝘍𝘁. And whenever you start at our university, first of all, you get a very good impression about everything is modern. You have quite nice white buildings. On the next page, you will also see some pictures. And so you will be very impressed about our faculty buildings and everything located here in 𝘱𝘍𝘁. Our student committee, we have 6,500 students at our university, whereas more than half of them are international students. International students does not mean we are close border to the Netherlands, but we just have a couple of Dutch students. Most of our students are coming from all over the world. So we have many students from the Asian countries, but also from South Africa, from Canada, USA, and so on. So our international students committee is really international. And why it is the case, most of our study programs are taught in English language. So 75% of all our programs are in English language. And that's the reason why we attract so many international students to 𝘱𝘍𝘁. We have 4 faculties, and our study program, International Taxation and Law, is located in Society and Economics, next to Business Administration, International Relations, and so on. But now let's focus more on taxation and law. Just to get an impression how our beautiful campus looks like. So we, in the middle of the campus, we have a nice river. And on both sides, we have pretty new buildings, as I said, approximately 12 years old. So everything is pretty new and impressive. And here you definitely have a really good learning and teaching and also research environment. And it's really a nice environment to study. As I said, we are quite international, just to get an impression about where our students come from. As I said, many students come from the Asian countries, but also you see United Kingdom, from Pakistan, Turkey, and everything. But the world map is really a world map because our students are coming from everywhere. Especially in taxation and law, as I said, our university is quite international with more than 50% international students. In taxation and law, we are talking about 80 to 85% of international students. So more or less, we had of 40 students starting every winter semester, we are just having 2 or 3 German students, and all the others are internationals from all over the world. But let's have a deeper look on international taxation and law itself. As I said, our program is fully taught in English language. Besides that, you have the possibility to take the advantage of taking part in German classes. We are always encouraging international students to take German classes because whenever you study taxation and especially law, and here we are talking about partially German tax law, then it makes sense also to learn some German skills. But this is just an add-on we recommend, but the main study program is fully taught in English language. We have a 7 semesters, so ordinary you're studying 3.5 years at our university, including 36 modules and 210 credit points. Many taxation study programs just include 180 credit points. In a few moments, you get the reason why we have more, so 1 more semester instead of other study programs. 210 credit points have the advantage. Whenever you want to start a master's program afterwards, you often qualifying directly for those master programs and do not need to take part in any preliminary study courses or modules. Then at our study program, International Taxation and Law, we have 19 teachers who are currently working for our universities, including professors, scientific assistants like me, or external specialists from big companies like the big consultancy companies from EY or KPMG. We have currently 2 external specialists who are teaching at our university to have a really applied teaching atmosphere. As I said, we are located here on campus Kleve, the major campus of our university. We offer an 8 weeks internship, or we require an 8 weeks internship from all our students. So before you start studying with us, you are required to do an 8 weeks internship in the field of business administration, taxation, law. It's quite broad, but that you get a first work experience that we can really immediately start in the first semesters with applied knowledge. But if you do not have the possibility to do this basic internship before your studies, you also have the possibility to redo it until the registration until the 4th semester. Then the reason why we have 210 credit points and 7 semesters is because in your 6th semester, you are doing a 20 weeks internship or a study semester abroad. Both possibilities you have. Usually in taxation and law, our international students prefer to do an internship at a German company because they already have this international experience here in Germany, and then they want to get some work experience in Germany. But nevertheless, there's also the possibility to do a study abroad for 1 semester at one of our more than, I guess, more than 120 partner universities nowadays, also worldwide available, and it's up to you as students. During your studies, you have the possibility to specialize in specific fields via elective subjects. So it's not just our ordinary classes you have to take, but at the end you can lay your own focus on whatever you are most interested in, whether it's more in the auditing area, in really accounting, or you want to deeper focus on one specific tax area. It's up to you to lay your focus on. Also, throughout your studies, you have to participate in minimum 3 projects. They are included in these 36 modules. And here you have the possibility to enhance your research skills, but also your writing skills to get well prepared for your final thesis at the end of your studies. And one big advantage at our faculty and in our program is that you are guided by our dean every semester. So our dean is included in the 19th professor of taxation and law. So he's specialized in international taxation as well. And he personally guides you throughout your entire studies every semester. You have a session with him, and then he helps you and supports you whenever you have questions next to all other professors. But the big advantage, you really have the dean's guidance throughout your entire study. To have a deeper look into our study program, the first 3 semesters are the, let's say, basic modules where you learn all the basics about business administration, about German tax law, accounting, economics as well. And also one USP is the module of transfer pricing, where many students also focus on later in their elective subjects. Then the 4th and 5th semester are the advanced modules where we are focusing more on international aspects of taxation. And here you learn many international taxation laws and focus more on the international aspect. Nevertheless, always with a focus on German tax law, that you also compare this is German tax law and what international companies need to negotiate with and need to focus on when we are talking about taxation. As I said, the 6th semester, there you can choose to do either this internship or semester abroad of 20 weeks. And the last semester is mainly focused on your final thesis. So you have 3 months time to write your final thesis in under supervision of 2 of our professors. They are supporting you in order to write down all your ideas and whatever you have in mind. And after the thesis, you end up with the colloquium, the final exam, the oral exam, and you present all your research findings, and that's it. Then, after 3.5 years, you graduated in international taxation and law. But what comes after our studies? So here, just to get a short first impression about where our students end up. Most of our students end up immediately after their bachelor studies as assistants of tax advisors in the typical Big 4 tax firms. So many of our students end up at EY, for example, and work there immediately after their bachelor's. After a couple of years of work experience, there's also the possibility to take part in the German tax advisor exam. So our bachelor's program already qualifies for that, plus the additional working experience. But also we have experts in transfer pricing in large corporations and companies. So there are all possibilities to end up. And also, if we have a closer look here in the surrounding of Kleve, as I said, we are close border to the Netherlands. We have many students also end up here in local tax advisor companies and negotiate the international aspects between Germany and the Netherlands for international companies. If that is not enough for you, then you can also choose for a master degree program. And also some of our graduates ended up in a specialized taxation master program, or some of our graduates also decide, okay, to broaden their perspective a bit more and to take part in an MBA program. That's it so far about our taxation and law study program. I don't want to extend. Yeah, it's possible that Professor Armbruster take over. So once again, my name is 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨, Program Manager at Rhine-Waal University. And yeah, if you have any questions, just post it in the chat, or afterwards we have the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
To give the mic to Professor Dr. Christian Armbruster, who will be talking about Master International Management and Finance, the location of the university, and some quick facts on the slide, but I don't stay long here.
Let's get started here. So thank you, Nina, for the introduction, and thank you, Fabian, here for being in time. Let's talk about our international master programs and focusing here on the international management and finance, including the double degree option. So as an overview, we have an MA degree, 90 ECTS. This means 3 semesters. The program is taught in English. You study on campus here. We have the double degree option with partner universities in Argentina and Italy. The application goes via UniAssist. We always start in the winter semester, duration 3 semesters, 1.5 years. And as we are a public university, tuition is free. 5 reasons here to choose our program here. We think that this double degree option is really a good chance for you here. We started this program 10 years ago with our partner in Argentina. 2 years ago, we added Italy, and we are continuously working with new partners. So you really have an international exposure. This means you study first semester at our campus in Zweibrücken, and then you will be in another country here in the second semester, either in Argentina or in Italy or at another partner school. Here, we believe that the content we have in our curriculum is relevant for the industry, for the finance industry, but also for companies. We try to work together closely with companies. We have projects together with them. So yeah, I think that's the feedback what we receive from our student. I've been responsible for this program now for since the beginning, since 10 years. What is a really good thing in our region here at Hochschule Kaiserslautern, comparing to large cities, that it's our region is not as expensive as other regions. So we, as I already said, we don't have the tuition. Also, living is quite affordable here. Yeah, and that's what we see here with our alumni here, that they afterwards start their career mainly in Germany, but also in other European countries or wherever they want. But they usually, as here in our region, it's not a region where you have a lot of companies here in Zweibrücken, but they afterwards they go to Munich, they go to Frankfurt, they go to Cologne. So this is where they mainly work afterwards. Here's some examples for the companies here. I'm sure that you know some of the companies, and that's just a small picture of where our alumni ended or where they currently work. Here, I said that double degree options here. The option 1 is here the semester in Argentina in Santa Fe. So this means you start in Germany the first semester, October we start, and then in March you go to Argentina and study there for 1 semester. And afterwards, either you come back to Germany, to our campus, or if you want, you can also do your master thesis. If you're smart enough to do one more course in the first semester, you're free to do your master thesis wherever you want. As I said here, the partner university is the UNL here in Santa Fe, which is roughly 4 hours away from Buenos Aires by bus or by car. This, sorry, I'm still fighting a cold here. The second option is the semester in Italy here at the Università Politecnica delle Marche in Ancona. So good university, interesting program here. At the end, you will have this second degree here, the master degree in international economics and commerce. So that's what we had, the double degree options here. The third option is to do our IMF program without a double degree. This means first semester in Germany, second semester at one of our partner universities. As we heard before from Fabian, we also have quite a big number of partner universities in the Erasmus program, where if you study at the German university, you qualify for Erasmus, so you can use Erasmus funding to go to a partner school in Europe. Some insight concerning the structure here. You see in the first semester, so we have the management and the finance models and the language and culture models. So you start here in the first semester with international marketing, corporate communication. Then you select 1 out of 5 finance modules. You see here asset management, cash treasury management, commercial bank management, international finance, and reinsurance. These are the modules you also find here in the third semester. So for sure, you take 1 of these finance modules in the first semester. I said, if you're smart enough, if you are able to work hard, then you can also take 2 of these modules in the first semester. So normal program is 30 ECTS here, the management module, 1 finance model, plus the finance seminar and the language and culture. Then in the second semester, here, I show you the example here of the double degree with UNL here. So you choose 4 out of 9 modules they offer in the management field. Then you will do an internship in Argentina here in the field that you want to do here. And then you have the language and culture too, which means then Spanish. I forgot to say that. So here you get Spanish here, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. If you go to Italy afterwards, you do here Italian 1, and then you continue in Italy with Italian 2. Third semester, normal way, coming back to our university, doing your second finance module, and you do your master thesis. So then you end up with 90 ECTS. This means, as you learned before in the other presentation here, in Germany, in total, you need 300 ECTS to get a master degree. If you don't have here, so as the normal entry requirement is to have 210 ECTS. As many of you have a first degree with 180 ECTS, you can, we do either recognize additional bachelor studies you did or also work experience. So this is really important if you decide to apply. If you have work experience, qualified work experience after finishing your bachelor degree, please add that to your application papers. Show where you are working or where you have been working. Show certificates, because we will really have a lot of applicants. So this helps you to differentiate to other applicants. Language proficiency is mandatory, so we require a B2 level, and we need a GPA of at least 2.9 in the German grading system. So some numbers concerning our university. So roughly 6,500 students here. You see the number of courses, you see the number of employees, professors, and the different departments. So we are here in the business management department. And on the right-hand side, you see some photos of our nice campus in Zweibrücken, which is located on the hill. Application goes via UniAssist. I think, as we learned from Nino, you have further information here on my German university, so you can find more information about that. And yeah, the investment you have to take here, so no tuitions. You have an enrollment fee of 139 euros per semester. This includes the canteen, so that's not tuition fee. We have student residences right at the campus, so roughly the 360 euros per month, everything included. And what is really a nice thing that if you want to go to Argentina, here we have scholarships. And concerning these scholarships here, they are funded by the DAAD, as we have, as the DAAD sponsors our program here, which means that if you go to Argentina here, you got 1,075 euros per month for the month being in Argentina, and they also pay you, or you get the money here for the flight and additional language courses and additional support here, which is done by the DAAD. This is really a nice program, and we have this program for 10 years now. So some testimonials here. You see Agustina, one of our Argentinian students. So you will be together not only here with German students and students from other countries. We have this partnership with Argentina goes also for the Argentinian side. So every semester we receive roughly between 4 and 7 students from Argentina being part of the group, also students from Italy, and then from other parts of the world here. Afterwards, you will get the link, as Nina said, so you can get the detailed insights then. So that's it from my side. Thank you for being with me, and I'm open for your questions.
Thank you very much, Professor, for all the details you provided. I will also put the link to the YouTube, which was mentioned in chat, so maybe somebody also wants to check it out right after the webinar. You are welcome to do so. Thank you also, Fabian, for taking the questions. I saw you took all of them, but maybe we could also voice some of them. Maybe it could be interesting for some. Actually, I saw one very interesting, which I really definitely wanted to voice once again. But since Professor just finalized, maybe I can start a question which is for you. Does a double degree prolong the studies, and does it affect the fees?
No, it does not prolong the study. So it's 3 semesters, including the study abroad. And it does not affect the fees. So this means that you're registered at our university. So you pay the 139 euros, and that's it for you. So of course, if you go to Argentina, if you go to Italy, you have to you have additional costs here for the flight and for the time there. But if you're selected for the double degree in Argentina, then the scholarship will cover these costs.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now a question for Fabian. So you have restricted amount of students that you take, and the ones coming right after the high school, what are the biggest challenges students usually face in this program in terms of content or culture generally?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting because high school experiences are very different in different countries. And then going to bachelor is always a big jump, and going to bachelor in different countries could be even scarier.
Exactly. This is also what I wrote. The biggest challenges are not content-wise, because content-wise you are very good guided and supervised by our professors and all the teachers. So you are never alone in our campus. The big shock especially our international students get if once they are in Kleve. Kleve is a quite small town, and imagine you are coming from, let's say, Beijing to Kleve. Kleve has 56,000 inhabitants, so also you are in direct contact with the local people. So the cultural aspect, you have to learn the German culture very well, is a very important thing. Also, when it comes to the learning environment, often we hear, okay, during my school time, it was enough to start learning for all the exams 2 or 3 weeks before the exam. Especially in taxation and law, I can promise you this is not possible. You have to learn a lot of things, and you should immediately start learning once the lecture starts, and not just 2 weeks before the exams. These are things you have to learn once you are here in Germany, especially in taxation and law program. But I guess you have a very good introduction here in Kleve. So during the Freshers Week and during the first semester, you are guided very well. I am close connected to all the students. We have not many students enrolled in our program, but with those who are enrolled, I'm in close contact, and we know each other very well. So you're never alone.
This is great. Actually, this also could be relevant for applicants both of bachelor and master programs. You will start to get to know some cultural things already during the application, because you need to make sure you are, like, in Germany, bureaucracy is also a thing, and therefore for the application, make sure that you have all the documents, and then keep this soft skill already when you are in Germany, because it will be really useful, as you will have to face it on multiple occasions. All right, then there is a question from Mari to Professor. For masters, are there any specific business or finance courses required in my bachelor degrees to be eligible for admission?
So we always look at the full package. So we check what did you do before. Usually it's helpful if you have a background in accounting, in finance, and economics. So in the fields of where we are concentrating on. So usually if you come with a degree in marketing or so, it's not too helpful for the finance area. But if you did some courses in this area, this is helpful. But it's as I said before, work experience is also important. So if you did something else here before, and then you have 2 years of work experience in a bank here, in a qualified position here, please talk about that. Show that in your CV and put the certificates in. So this is really important, and that with that you can compensate a lot if you don't have the focus in your bachelor program.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. So for both of the programs, it was mentioned that the application is done through UniAssist. Dear attendees, if you want to know this like demo version, how to apply, if you want to like check where to go, what to do, you can join our webinar. Also, UniAssist has their own videos on the page, also in English, so you can check that out as well. But the question is, and then once you apply by UniAssist, you don't have to apply again to the program. So they will send your documents to the universities themselves. You don't have to do anything. You will just be informed about this successful admission, let's say like this, in case you're admitted. And the question was, when do usually students get their results? So once they apply and once the deadline is closed, how much time usually it takes from your experience? Let's start with Fabian.
From my experience, usually we have the application deadline of 15th of July, and usually within 1 to 1.5 months afterwards, you will get a feedback. And then you have time to enroll, I guess, until I'm not 100% sure. Even I guess still November is possible. They prolonged it a bit, but then you still have time to enroll. But usually 1.5 months after the deadline, you will get a notification.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Professor, I see you're answering your question. Maybe we could also take this live and maybe take this one about UniAssist as well.
Yeah. So the UniAssist thing is not an easy thing. This, Nino, I think you know about that. Here it depends how fast do we get the data from UniAssist, how fast they are, and then we need some processing time. But that's why we do that in why we you have to apply till end of May. So this is our reason not to have that rather early. So the earlier you do your application, the better it is. So if we have it at the beginning of May, when we receive the first information from UniAssist, we start sending out the answers. So, but for sure, end of May you have to apply, and then our program starts at the beginning of October. Mid-September, we start with the language courses. So we offer free German courses and start there with a 2 weeks block course that helps you to get started. But UniAssist, yeah, it works, but it's a large institution in the meantime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Usually, on average, also UniAssist mentions that they need 6 to 8 weeks to also process documents. Usually, so let's say 4 to 8 weeks, depends. For VPD, it's longer, but for direct application via UniAssist, it's shorter. So again, as it was mentioned, it depends how quickly the universities receive your application. Since we mentioned application via UniAssist and the deadlines are different. So usually for bachelors, Fabian, please correct me, it's not possible to apply when they are in the, like, I cannot say last semester, but without having finalized high school. So they need to take a gap year, or can they still apply?
I don't know. I'm sorry. That is something I have to ask our student service. I know for German students with the German entrance qualification, it's different. For international students, I'm not sure.
Mhm. I think usually it's like that you need to have the high school finalized so that you can, the Uni Assist can check if your high school is recognized in Germany or not as well, like if it's comparable diploma or not, or maybe you need a Studienkolleg or something similar as a transfer. But again, you can also check out, I'm sure the Rhine-Waal University has the international office and you can also email them this and they will take care. Professor, for masters, do you accept applicants who are in the last semester of their studies and like before May they will not have the final degree yet? Maybe they're in process of bachelor's thesis writing.
In general, yes. If you do it in Europe, it's not a problem at all. But if you're outside Europe, it's not so easy. You have to prove why do you want to do that immediately to continue with your master program, and you have to prove that you will be finishing for sure, because we don't want to reserve places for people who are not finished yet.
Mm-hmm. And for that proof, you also have motivation letter for the master's application, so you can also.
For sure, that's a really important thing. So CV is important, motivation letter is important, not too long, but just the main information and certificates. These things are the most important ones.
Great. I want to voice a question which was again related to Uni Assist, and the person was worried that the program name does not appear in Uni Assist. I don't know if it's only one person asking, or maybe it could be interesting for others. Dear attendees, in case the program is not visible right away, it's fine. You need to check which the application period. So let's say the application period starts 24th of March. If you are checking today, you will not see the program, but don't be scared because you need to check tomorrow. Let's say like this, and then you will be able to apply. Also, in case you apply via or when you apply via Uni Assist and you want to apply to multiple programs that use Uni Assist, you can do so. And then it's not like 70 euros all the time. Yeah, so it will be cheaper for other applications in the same semester. Both of you mentioned internship, and I think Fabian took this question. Is it possible to do internship in my home country or only in Germany? Maybe Fabian, you could also voice your question as answer, and then I ask the same to Professor.
Yeah. For our program, we have two internships. So first of all, the 8 weeks internship as university entrance qualification, and the 20 weeks internship in the 6th semester. And both can be done everywhere. So you can do it either in Germany, worldwide, in your home country. For us, it doesn't matter as long as you get a good working experience.
Thank you. How is it with you, Professor? Is it
so
possible?
As the internship is during the 2nd semester, it's normally in the country where you do where you study your 2nd semester. So it's part of the third ECTS. So usually you do that in the country, or at least in the region. So for the ones who go to Argentina, usually they do it in Argentina or in Uruguay or Chile or so. Yeah.
Thank you. And with regard to internship, it's always do you provide placement or so? For all programs, they provide guidance. They don't save spots for you. You need to apply for internships. But of course, in case you need guidance, like to check maybe your application documents and so on, of course, people will be happy to have a look and advise you in this regard. Also, universities even have career centers where you can check or make an appointment, and also ask them to review your documents. There were some more questions, content related for Fabian about, is it like German taxation law or so, which were already answered. I don't voice them because they were specific. And also for Professor, there were some questions with like applicants with different backgrounds, especially I saw two with minor economics if they are qualified, and Professor mentioned yes. And we even have one great candidate already who wrote ECTS and GPA and everything he or she has, and yeah, Professor said that he or she has a good chances to apply. Great.